A standard wall outlet in Europe runs at 230 volts. Up in the overhead transmission lines, that number jumps to over 100,000. Look up, and you'll see flocks of small birds treating a surface carrying 400 times the lethal domestic voltage like a park bench. These towers form a massive, continental river of energy, humming constantly overhead. These birds haven't evolved a magical immunity to electricity. They are surviving this extreme environment by strictly obeying electricity's single most rigid rule. Current cannot move an inch without a complete, unbroken path. We call this a circuit. Electricity is always looking to travel from a source of high potential energy down to a destination of lower potential energy, which is usually the ground. If you take a battery and a light bulb and attach a single wire between them, absolutely nothing happens. The energy only flows and the bulb only ignites the exact second you attach a second wire to close the loop. Electricity is relentlessly opportunistic, but it is bound by this rule. It will never leave its current path unless it is guaranteed a complete route to its destination. A bird resting on a transmission line is exactly like that unlit one-wire light bulb. Because the bird rests both of its tiny feet relatively close together on the exact same cable, it is only interacting with one single pole of potential energy. It doesn't offer a bridge to the ground or to a neighboring line with a different voltage. So the current simply ignores it, racing straight through the aluminum cable right beneath its toes. The animal is a dead end. As long as it touches that single wire, it remains invisible to the 100,000 volts surging beneath it. But that invisibility has a strict physical limit. The protection granted by the wire depends entirely on the size of the animal. When you introduce the massive wingspans of swans, eagles, or even crows into this environment, that simple loop rule becomes a lethal liability. As a large bird lands or takes off, its sprawling wings can accidentally brush against two separate wires at the exact same time, or clip a wire while its body touches a grounded metal pole. In a fraction of a second, the bird becomes that missing second wire. It completes the circuit, pulling the full force of the grid directly through its body. Because they unwittingly bridge the gap between two poles, thousands of these large birds are killed this way every single year in Germany alone. Occasionally, an animal gets lucky. A bird might barely graze a secondary contact point and pull away, breaking the circuit before sustaining lethal damage. The lethargy you see in a survivor is the direct result of that sudden jolt, a harsh physical reminder of the unseen danger overhead. Electricity isn't a predator hunting for a target. It is an unthinking force of nature, simply seeking a destination. In a world threaded with high voltage, survival just means ensuring you never become the bridge.